welcome to today's thorough newspaper analysis for the 23rd of July 2022. Today we have an article from the Indian Express which is titled Why Goa Has Tightened the Law on Changing One's Name and Surname. And it has been authored by Mayura Janwalkar. So the name of the editorial is pretty much a big giveaway, and it talks about the recent amendment regarding Goa's legislation on changing one's name or surname. Following that, we will have the news update and the legal news, which you know are a part of LawSikho's initiative to keep its readers and students updated of the current affairs that is happening in and around of India. So this will now give you an edge when you sit for your competitive exams, be it your judiciary prelims or IBPS SO or SEBI grade A examinations. So, for the editorial of today, why Goa has tightened the law on changing one's name or surname. Now, the Goa Change of Name and Surname Amendment Bill of 2019 provided for the arrest if someone changed their name without going through the laid down processes. So, what happened is before this, it was not a cognizable offense, but when the 2019 amendment came of Goa Change of Name and Surname Amendment Bill, so it made the changing of name without adhering to the due process laid as a cognizable offense, and they were liable to be arrested. Now, another legislation has been passed which further makes these restrictions even stricter. So, what happened is that the amendment spells that the power to permit the change of name will now lie with the junior division, like the civil judge of a junior division or a district judge. Earlier, what used to happen is if someone wished to change their name, the power to permit such change lay with the registrar. With this amendment, the entire position of the registrar has been vacated and the power has been directly passed on to that of a civil judge or a district judge. Now, the latest amendment is said to stem from numerous allegations made by Bhandaris and MLAs against people who have been taking up Goan names in order to avail benefits of the state government. Now, these benefits are primarily Portuguese passports or to buy and inherit lands in Goa. The newspapers have also agreed that the ingress of outsiders adopting Goan names has been crucial point of politics for quite some time now, and this is irrespective of the opposition party or the party that is there in the government. Everyone has been constantly saying that there is an influx of outsiders who are coming to Goa, who are taking up the names of who are taking up Goan names in order to avail the benefits that are there for the indigenous people of Goa. So the newspapers have agreed on this point that this was one of the critical point of politics for quite some time, and there has been almost next to negligible opposition voice regarding this. Now, post this amendment, only those whose grandparents or parents were born in Goa can change their names to a Goan name. So what happened is the legislation has often said that a lot of Nairs have now become Naiks so that they can take up Goan names and like get Portuguese passports or other state government benefits which are only meant for the indigenous people. So in order to make that or in order to address that issue, the legislature has come forward and said that anyone who wishes to change their names has to show that their grandparents or parents were born in Goa. And the decision to amend this act thus stemmed from the fear of indigenous Goan people that benefits available to them might be usurped by outsiders. So, with this in mind, we move on to the news updates. Firstly, airlines can't deny boarding over disability. Stating that airlines cannot deny boarding to any person on the basis of disability, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation has said that if an airline feels that the passenger's health is likely to deteriorate during the flight, it might consult a doctor at the airport and then take an appropriate decision. Secondly, Akshay Mundra to be the new CEO of VI. Vodafone Idea announced the elevation of present Chief Financial Officer Akshay Mundra as its new Chief Executive Officer with effect from August 19, and the company said this in a regulatory filing. Thirdly, Canara Bank's super app, Canara AI1, the banking super app, is officially launched. So Canara Bank launched a mobile banking super app called Canara AI1. The app has over 250 features consisting of all the banking needs of its customers. It eliminates the need of having multiple mobile apps working in silos for availing different services. For the fourth news update today, we have the National Broadcasting Day. Now, the National Broadcasting Day is celebrated every year in India on 23rd July to mark the first ever radio broadcast in India that went on air from the Bombay station under the Indian Broadcasting Company in 1927. For the legal updates today, number one, we have daughters are not a liability. Read Article 14, says the SC. So, in a matter, the name of the matter was not disclosed by the SC to retain privacy. In the said matter, it was an estrangement matter, and the lawyer representing the father stated that the daughter was a liability in this case. To which Justice Chandrachud quickly retorted that the lawyer should not have said this. Daughters are not considered a liability, and before coming to the court, the lawyer should have read Article 14, and that would have inculcated a sense in him to refrain from making such statements. The court also went to an amicable settlement in this regard. For the second update today, we have trust property cannot be alienated unless it is for benefit of trust or its beneficiaries, holds the Supreme Court. Now, as you know, one of the cardinal duties of trustees is that it will not do anything with the trust property or with the trust per se, as long as it is not for the benefit of the beneficiaries or the trust. So the apex court in this case, Khasgi, Devi, Ahilyabai, Holkar, Charities, Trust Indore versus Vipin, Dhanaitkar. So in this case, the apex court once again held that the trust property, which was vested with the trustees, could not be alienated in any manner unless the same would benefit the trust or the beneficiaries or both. So this was all for today. For free study materials and TNA PDF slides, please join our Telegram channel. You can find the link in the description of this YouTube video, or you can scan the barcode that is given on your screen at the rate Law Test Prep towards your right. Or you can also follow us on our Instagram channels, LawSikho.Judiciary, LawSikho CLAT Prep, and UGCnet_LawSikho. For any further information, please feel free to visit www.lawsikho.com. Thank you.